Good evening. Here's the world news from BGI TV, 10th March 2022. I am Morire Rabila Lawal. First, our major headlines for the world news. Reps asked FG to investigate murder, decry female killings. Slain BRT passenger. We are reviewing our safety measures, says Lagos Bus Services. Why we allowed Chidinma Ojukwu compete in beauty pageant, NCOS plan. Panic as tanker explodes near MFM camp along Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Crisis, MC Oluomo, Lagos NURTW break away from national body. Fake NSCDC officers nabbed for extorting money from petrol stations. Foreign saying Ukraine will not surrender, Foreign Minister. Russia accuses US of funding biological weapons research in Ukraine. And sport. Desperate Ghana planning to invite Gyan for Eagles game or Nazi. Now the news in detail. The House of Representatives on Wednesday urged the federal government to investigate the circumstances surrounding the death of a 22-year-old Oluomo who got missing after boarding a bus rapid transit vehicle in Lagos State. A corpse was later found in the Withdrawal area of the state. Particularly, the House urged the federal government of Nigeria through the Nigerian Police Force and the National Security Intelligence to fast-track the investigations and ensure that killers are brought to justice. The House also mandated its committees on police affairs and national security and intelligence to ensure compliance with the resolution, while the lawmakers observe a minute silence in honor of the deceased. The resolutions were a sequel to the unanimous adoption of a motion of urgent public importance moved by the minority leader, Nurtw Oluomo, titled Rampant Cases of Violence, Incessant Rape and Brutal Killing of Our Women Folks, a call for urgent intervention. Oluomo said the House notes with serious concerns the rising cases of violence, incessant rape and ritual killing of female Nigerians by criminally minded persons in various parts of the country. He noted that the trend was becoming alarming, worrisome, and therefore the need for urgent reaction. The lawmaker said the attacks were hindering national productivity as they affected people in the productive age group who had to deal with the negative physical and psychological consequences of the virus. Still on the same story of Oluomo, the management of the Lagos Bus Services Limited, the operator of a bus rapid transit, where the slain tailor Oluomo got missing, says it has begun a review of its safety and security measures. The operator also promised to implement recommendations made by the authorities to ensure safe operations. The LBSL Managing Director, Idowu Obutono, who disclosed these in a statement on Thursday, said members of the public will be sensitized to safety measures in BRT buses in the coming weeks. The statement read in part, the management of Lagos Bus Service Limited, LBSL, is deeply saddened by the devastating tragedy which resulted in the demise of Miss Oluomo Ayowola, a 22-year-old lady who went missing in transit while on board our bus on 26 February 2022 and was unfortunately found dead by the Lagos Police Command. The management and staff of LBSL acknowledged the emotional trauma of the Ayowola family at this time and identify with them as mothers, fathers, brothers, and sisters ourselves. We condemn this inhuman act in its entirety. The franchise promises to support the deceased family and appropriate authorities to ensure prompt conclusion of investigation and bring the perpetrators of this evil act to justice. We remain committed to putting in place any recommendations by the authorities to ensure that our buses remain safe to travel in. Over the course of the next few weeks, we shall engage the public, reminding them of all the safety features in our buses and how to use them. Ayowola was returning to Ogun State from Ajah and boarded the BRT bus en route to Oshodi around 7 p.m. at Chevron bus stop. Sensing danger as the bus did not pick any other passenger at subsequent bus stops, she engaged a friend using voice notes on her phone. Her body was later found on the bridge around Ibutero, Lagos Island, and the fleeing driver arrested. So another tragic story in the Nigerian Correctional Center. The Nigerian Correctional Center, NCOS, formerly known as Nigerian Prison Service, has explained why it permitted a 300-level mass communication student of the University of Lagos, Chidinma Ojukwu, and other inmates at its facility to participate in the beauty pageant. Ojukwu prime suspects in the alleged murder of the Chief Executive Officer of Super TV, Usifo Ataga, in June 2021 is standing trial for the offense at the Lagos High Court, Tafawa Balewa Square, TBS, Lagos. Pictures of the pageant have flooded social media since Wednesday and sent tones waging on the propriety or otherwise of allowing non-convicts such as Ms. Ojukwu to participate in the event. The gated pageant held within the NCOS curricular facility on Tuesday, March 8, 2022. Ojukwu was said to have been crowned Miss Cell 2022, but the NCOS Lagos State Command said the pageant was only one of several other activities organized to mark International Women's Day, IWD. IWD is celebrated annually on March 8 to commemorate the social, political, and economic achievements of women. The Command's Public Relations Officer, PRO Rotimi Oladogun, told the nation that the pageant and all other events were open to all female inmates, whether convicted or awaiting trial. Oladogun, a superintendent, said, "I haven't seen the pictures you're talking about, but in line with International Women's Day, the female custodial facilities commemorated International Women's Day with inmates, various inmates without distinction or discrimination against anybody. An inmate is an inmate." Another report coming from a diesel tanker has exploded near Mountain of Fire Camp, popularly called Prayer City, along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. The fire incident caused panic among motorists along the ever-busy expressway on Thursday, the Punch learned. Details of the fire incident were sketchy as at the time of filing these reports. And to the next story, still in Lagos State, National Union of Road Transport Workers, Lagos State Council's chairman, Alhaji Musiliu Akisoya, aka MC Oluomo, has announced the withdrawal of members of the State Council, including himself, from the national body. He made the announcement at the State Secretariat Agege on Thursday. This is coming a few hours after NURT headquarters suspended Akisoya for alleged insubordination. Oluomo, in his address titled Crisis in NURTW, MC Oluomo said, "There has been some crisis in our umbrella body, NURTW. All attempts to have an amicable resolution have failed. In fact, we have protested to the Lagos State government about the state of affairs in our union. Being law-abiding and responsible citizens, we have decided to explore all avenues for peace in the interest of all. We will not support any action that can threaten the peace that we cherish so much in Lagos State. Therefore, I, Comrade Musiliu Ayinde Akisoya, on behalf of the State Administrative Council, State Executive Council members, and the entire union rank and file members of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, Lagos State Council, with over 200 branches and zones, hereby resolve to immediately withdraw our membership and operation from the national body of NURTW for peace to reign in Lagos State, write to Lagos State Governor, Lagos State Ministry of Transportation, and all the relevant agencies about our decision. It is important to state that our action is in line with Section 40 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, which provides as follows: every person shall be entitled to assemble freely and associate with each other's person, and in particular, he may form or belong to any political party, trade union, or any association for the protection of his or her interest. This means that every person shall be entitled to join an association and exit freely without molestation." And to another disturbing story, the Kwara State Command of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps on Wednesday said it arrested 5 suspects for allegedly extorting money from petrol stations. The suspects, who claimed to be NSCDC officers on a national assignment from Abuja, were alleged to be going around petrol stations in Ilorin, the state capital, collecting money. The spokesman for the NSCDC in Kwara State, Afolabi Babawale, in a statement in Ilorin on Wednesday, said the command had commenced investigations to confirm if the suspects were rolling a syndicate. He said on March 8, 2022, around 2:22 p.m., our anti-vandal unit, led by ACC Yusuf Olatunji, got an intelligence report that some group of men who put on the uniform of civil defense were going around filling stations in the Ilorin metropolis, claiming to be members of the National Task Force on an assignment from Abuja. After meeting the managers of the petrol stations, they would collect money from them, and the petrol sellers thought that they were from officers of the NSCDC. Babawale identified the suspect as Saeed Alidayo, 37, Murtala Oloruntoyin, 40, Emmanuel Ferife, 45, Abiodun Oluseun, 44, and Isaac Aliko, 43. Luck, however, ran out on them when they got to a filling station at the Amilegba area of Ilorin as the office of the anti-vandal units was contacted by the management of the petrol station. The unit's patrol team later swung into action and 5 suspects were arrested, Babawale added. According to the statement, the suspects, while claiming to be members of the Importers Association of Nigeria, admitted to doing illegal duties. From that story, we'll go straight to a national foreign story. Ukraine's foreign minister, Nurtw, repeated his vow that the country will not surrender following talks with its Russian counterpart, Sergei Nurtw, in Turkey. I want to repeat that Ukraine has not surrendered, does not surrender, and will not surrender, Kuleba told reporters after the meeting. And to a full-blown foreign story, Russia on Thursday accused the United States of funding research into the development of biological weapons in Ukraine, as Moscow stepped up its campaign to gain control of key Ukrainian cities. Russian Defense Ministry spokesman Igor Konashenkov said in the televised briefing that the purpose of these and other Pentagon-funded biological research in Ukraine was to establish a mechanism for the stealthy spread of deadly pathogens. Konashenkov claimed the ministry had obtained documents detailing U.S. military biological activities in Ukraine, including on the transfer of Ukrainian biometric abroad. He said Washington plans to carry out research on the bird, bat, and reptile pathogens, as well as on African swine fever and anthrax. Both Washington and Kiev have retained the existence of laboratories intended to produce biological weapons in the country, which has faced the Russian assault by tens of thousands of troops since February 24th. Russia in 2018 accused the United States of secretly carrying out biological experiments in a lab in Georgia, another former Soviet republic, which, like Ukraine, aims to join NATO and the European Union. And finally, on the world news is the sports story. Ghana are leaving no stone unturned in their quest to qualify for the Qatar 2022 World Cup as they plan to bolster their squad with the recall of their all-time record scorer Asamoah Gyan to the squad for the crucial playoff qualifiers later that month. Returning Super Eagles midfielder Ogani Onazi has exclusively told Punch Sport Extra report. Gyan is Ghana's all-time leading scorer with 46 goals. Al-Adala midfielder Onazi, who made this known in an interview with Punch Sport Extra, added that the Black Stars are desperate to make their fourth appearance at the world's biggest football showpiece in Qatar, after missing out on the last edition in Russia. Ghana had previously stayed at the 2006, 2010, and 2014 editions of the World Cup. The 29-year-old also warned that reports in the media not in Punch Sport Extra that the Black Stars were not contenders were distracted. I have listened to so many pundits say the Black Stars are in disarray and they are having issues, Onazi tells Punch Sports Extra only. For me, this is a big distraction for us, so we would believe that all is not well in the camp and they are not ready. According to some of the Ghanaian players I have spoken to, they are planning to recall Asamoah Gyan back to the squad because they want to qualify for the World Cup at all costs. Other players like Mubarak Wakaso and the likes want to be part of the team. Don't forget, they also have Jordan Ayew and Thomas Partey as well. Qualifying for the World Cup is everything to them, and they want to do it at the expense of Nigeria, which means a lot to them. But we also have dreams that cannot be dashed. They can't stop us. They're a very good side with a lot of experienced players, with a lot of young and quality players. Nigeria will take on Ghana in the 20,000 capacity Cape Coast Sports Stadium in Ghana on March 25th, with the reverse leg set for the Moshood Abiola National Stadium in Abuja on March 29th. That was the world news from BGI TV. But before we go, a quick recap of the headlines once again. Reps ask FG to investigate murder, decry female killings. Slain BRT passenger, we are reviewing our safety measures, says Lagos Bus Services. Why we allowed Chidinma Ojukwu compete in beauty pageant, NCOS. Panic as tanker explodes near MFM camp along Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. We also brought to you crisis. MC Oluomo, Lagos AURTW break away from national body. Fake NSCDC officers nabbed for extorting money from petrol stations. Ukraine will not surrender, foreign minister insists. Russia accuses US of funding biological weapon research in Ukraine. And lastly, sports. Desperate Ghana planning to invite Gyan for Eagles game or Nazi. And before we go, a quick reminder to celebrate one of our own, Mrs. Margaret Folashade Anyolowo, who had a year today. From BGI TV crew, we all wish you a very prosperous happy birthday and wishing that this year's anniversary will never be the last celebration in your entirety. Enjoy the rest of the years ahead of you. Mrs. Margaret Olashade and Oluomo. Thank you for watching the world news from BGI TV. For more updates, you can link up on our YouTube channel, which is Baba Bagede Imo TV. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option 4 to enjoy our updates. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page to enjoy our updates as well. On Instagram, Bagede Imo _22. For advert placement of your goods and services, coverage of events and function only for advert, the phone number streaming on the screen is a direct line to call. I am Moriwe Rebila Lawa. Good evening.